Hey, welcome to changing your TIPM in the vehicle. I'm T-Bone, the mechanic today. First thing you want to do is to disconnect your battery. I started with the negative first, and then the positive, and then put those out of the way. Next, we're going to remove this so we can get the battery out. Now that we got this bolt out, and this little cover here is what holds the battery into place, and then we're going to grab the handle and take the battery out. If anyone's wondering what I'm doing, this here is your TIPM, the totally integrated power module, and what it happens to be is your fuse box. Now the wipers on this particular van aren't working anymore because they were left on when it was freezing, and unfortunately it blew the motor, the wiper motor, and also fried the module inside of the TIPM that controls the wipers. So what I got here is a replacement TIPM. If you want to get one new, they're about $1,600. I found this one for $100 at the Auto Wreckers. All of the fuses look the same. Let's take a peek at that. Everything looks identical. That's good. So I'm going to take this one out, replace it with this. After I remove these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cables, they all go back into one spot. You can't put them on wrong. And let's just see what happens. Also, in case you're wondering, this is Pongo. He's my good little puppy. Pongo, come and say hi. Oh, good puppy. Oh, do you have your toy? Is that your ball? Is that your ball, Pongo? Get your ball. That's Pongo. So I've just simply lifted the battery out. And we'll put that down here. The next step. The reason why we're taking the battery out is because this here cable, so that it has enough room to move around, because we're going to remove this bad boy, and we'll get to that in just a second. I've cut these two wire ties. Our next step is you open up the fuse box here, and we have to disconnect the positive going into our TIPM. This happens to be the same size as the bolt we took to get the battery out, so lucky me. So I'm taking this bolt off, and now we just connect our positive lead to the totally integrated power module. And just like that, that comes right off. The next step is there are 4 clips. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll just use a flathead screwdriver, wiggle it, do this one and this one, this one, this one, until I can get the TIPM out. They're very easy to do. So just with that flathead screwdriver, I can now lift the TIPM out. We're going to set it onto its side so that we can access all the plugs. So now that I have it sitting this way, I would probably recommend removing this one here. That's the reason why we had to take the battery out, is because this one has a lot of tension on it. So we'll take that off so that we can get at the rest of them a lot easier. I believe it's this one and this one that'll come off first. Let me show you how to do that. There's a red clip at the back here. Let's do that together. This is a lock. This here is a locking clip. Locking clip is open. Then this lever here will open. So you have to you go a wobble it a little bit as you move this down. You wobble the plug. So as you can see, I've wobbled it a little bit, and just to show you in purposes, this clip then comes off. Then the next you want to do is the one that's also connected to this main cable coming in. This one here is a whole lot easier. So you use your flathead screwdriver and put it underneath this white lever here as you're pulling it up. Now you want to wiggle the connector as you pull up, because those white levers break very easily. So after putting the screwdriver in there, this comes out. And you can see here, it pulls the plug out for you. And there you go. Now you can get out the rest of the cables. So if you do an order, that'll be the first that comes off and the last to go on. Now, we'll do the rest of them. You can see this one here has your locking clip again. Just lift up the locking clip. Then this will move. However, you have to wobble the plug, or you'll break off your plastic. This plastic lever that holds it in place. So after a little wobble, you'll see that it comes right off. Excellent. At this point, because this job is so easy, I figured I'll just take a little break. Maybe have a smoke and a sip of beer. It's a beautiful night. And again, this is T-Bone, and I thank you for joining me. And during break, you might as well listen to some tunes, enjoy yourself. Oh, and there's Pongo again. What I'm going to do now, say hi, Pongo. Oh, yes, he's a good puppy, right? Next, I'm going to clean up Pongo's poop, because you know what? Apparently, this is another job that I need to do. As if replacing a TIPM in the town and country wasn't enough, I've also got to clean up poop, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this replacement TIPM I got. They just cut the wires off, which was a good idea for me, because it taught me that, see, these plastic clips here I broke off. Now I know that you have to wobble it. You have to wobble it a little bit, so those plastic clips are gone. So that one I've already removed. So that one and that one are already removed from the inside under the hood. Next thing you want to do are these two here, and they're very simple. They have these levers here as well, a little clip, and then you pull the lever up. As you wobble it, it'll pull the clip out. So I've unclipped that. Now when you pull this lever up, sorry about my hands here because I've only got two of them, and then that comes right out. You can't mistake these because they only go in a certain spot, so I'll do the same. As you can see, you pull that up. And then the plug comes right out. And we're going to do the same in these next ones. So we have this one. This one here has a little locking clip here as well. Just use your flathead screwdriver. Pop it up. Press down on the clip inside of it. And it comes right off. And the same with this. Here's what it'll look like before you put it back on. I'll do the same under the hood. And we're damn near done, everybody. So now you can see I've taken all of those cables off, just like I did with the one down there. Now I'll put them back on the same way that I took them off. Then I'll secure the TIPM back in. I'll connect the power, the red wire, back to the side of the TIPM. So as you can see, I've put all the plugs back in the order that I took them off. You make sure they're all secure, that all the red locking pins are in. You may find that they're difficult to get the clips to go back in. That's because you just haven't pushed it in far enough. So the next step is I'm going to put that back inside and put it back in the mounts. Now also something that you're going to want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is before you taken out the old TIPM, you're going to want to disconnect your battery, remove the battery, use a wire tie to connect the positive and negative terminals together, and you'll likely leave that for 3 to 4 hours. Overnight would be best if you have the time. So this is called a hard reset, and what it does is drains all the residual energy out of the capacitors in the system, so that when you put in your replacement TIPM, it will have an opportunity to reprogram itself, and you don't have to spend money going to the Chrysler dealership to have them reprogram it. They're going to tell you it's going to take a lot of time and cost a lot of money. So give this a try. This will help to reprogram your replacement TIPM all on your own. So in all honesty, this replacement TIPM just clicked right back in. It's secure. This is your fuse box, like I said. The next thing I'm going to do is put this on. Now, this project here, this part is apparently $1,600 to replace, that I found in auto records for $100. And the labor that it would have taken someone to put one of these in for you, maybe another $400 or $500. And I'll be honest with you, this is way easier than picking up Pongo's poop or doing a brake job. So quite honestly, just watch this YouTube video and do it yourself, because I'm T-Bone the mechanic. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I've put the replacement TIPM on. I've tightened up the positive cable. Now the next thing is this cable here that I took off earlier. I took the cable ties off of. I'm not going to bother replacing those right now. Just in case that this particular replacement TIPM doesn't work, that I don't have to take those off, or I'll just leave them off to begin with, because it's getting dark and it's damn near time for dinner. So what I'm going to do is put the battery back in, connect up the positive first, the negative second, screw the battery back into place, and then we'll move on to doing a soft reset. Okay. So what we've done here is we connected the battery, the TIPM is installed, all terminals connected up. We would hook up the positive terminal first and the negative terminal last after you've disconnected them from the wire tie. So now this has been 3 or 4 hours that the vehicle has had time to drain all of the energy out of its capacitors, and that would be the hard reset. So hopefully what this is going to do is allow the replacement TIPM to communicate with the ECU and allow this vehicle to start. Let's get in the van and find out. Okay, so we're going to attempt the soft reset, which hopefully will allow the replacement TIPM to communicate with the ECU and allow the vehicle to start. Let's give that a try. Put the key into the ignition, turn it to the on position, count to 12. 12. Take the key out of the ignition, wait a couple of seconds, and at this point, the vehicle should start right up. And after the soft reset, she fired right up, and no need for a code for the Uconnect radio. And there's how you do the TIPM yourself and not pay Chrysler a dime. Thank you for joining me. I'm T-Bone the Mechanic.